Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of the Lenders Gone Wild podcast. I'm joined here today by Tina Harrison. Tina, welcome to the podcast.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for being here. Really looking forward to hearing your story and then getting to tell some of those wild real estate stories that we get to here in this space. So love to just kind of open up, share with myself and the viewers, what are some of that Genesis story? Like, I want to hear, like, okay, here we are, we're running a real estate business, have for a number of years. How did we get into this space?
Okay.
Can you give me go back a decade or so and walk through that?
Yes. So let me go back. I am actually from Wisconsin.
Oh, another Midwesterner.
Yes. Love the Midwest. So when I was younger, I went to school for fashion and marketing.
Okay.
And then I started dancing for a lot of years and kind of went the design side of it. And so while I was dancing, I was also doing interior design jobs.
Okay.
So I lived in La Crosse. I danced for a CBA team, which was like the G League now. Isaiah Thomas owned that league.
Yeah.
And then I danced for an arena football team.
Okay.
And then at that time, I worked for a master photographer and I did all of his sets for him.
Oh, cool.
So I did like his floral arrangements and, made little vignette areas like this. And then I ended up moving to Milwaukee and I danced for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, awesome.
And I worked for a couple of places. I worked for a textile place and then I actually worked for an interior design firm.
Okay.
And then ended up moving out here. And
what brought you to Arizona?
Well, the cold. It was
it's a story for most
cold.
of us, right?
Yes.
I'm a Michigan boy, so I know it well.
And I think if I'm like you, once we left, we never looked back.
Never going back.
Never looked back.
Yeah.
So lived in Milwaukee for a few years and then ended up moving out here. I had some family here at the time. My aunts and uncles lived here. So moved out here. I worked for a Bombay company at the time.
Yep.
And then I was doing fitness on the side. So I wasn't dancing anymore, but I really got into personal training and teaching just a conglomerate of classes. So it was like boot camp and Tabata and kickboxing and Zumba and
you're just,
all of the above.
Various gyms probably doing this.
Love it. Then I ended up opening up my own gym.
Oh, cool.
And it was called TNT Divas. And so it was very women focused.
Sure.
And
where was that at?
That was in Gilbert, Arizona. Yep. And so I did that for a couple of years and ended up the location I was in, they changed the road. And so there was no longer a way to get into where my business was from a front direction. They had to go like all the way down, wrap around. And so they let me out of my lease.
Yeah.
And so I ended up just teaching classes and doing personal training at Power Ranch.
Oh, cool.
In Gilbert. So I did that for a few years. And at a certain point, my body was just like, you've been doing this for 20 years, dancing and fitness and everything. And so at that point, I had 2 kids and I ended up going through a divorce and I was a single mom. So my schedule was very crazy. I would get up at 5:30 in the morning, go teach class, come home, get them ready for school, go back and do personal training, come back, pick them up from school because they went to ASU prep. So there was no busing.
No bus,
So it was just, I was back and forth all day long. And so my back, I had a couple times that my back went out and then you can't work, but you don't really have extra money coming in when you're not working. So I'm like, I need to do something else. And my sister was a travel nurse. And she moved, she said, I'm moving to Arizona. And I said, then I'm getting my real estate license. And that was it. She was my very first client.
That's cool.
She told me that and I was like, that's it, I'm going to school. So I just took the test and helped her immediately, like right after. And that's how it started. And then
it's funny because a lot of people get into this game because of personal, right? Whether it's friends, family, or their own investing.
For sure. And so all of my clients who were personal training clients, who were they were at my classes, things like that.
Great sphere.
I told them, hey, I'm getting into real estate, and immediately had a sphere of people.
Yeah. Well, and it's already, right, like we talk all the time in this industry, right? It's all about trust. And so these are people who already trust you. They know, right, your character, your work ethic. Yeah. Right? They have a connection to you. Right. You're not selling them a shiny object. No. You're not, there's not the glitz, glamour, attraction piece. It's simply, this is Tina, and I'm going to take care of you.
And so many of them trusted me when I knew nothing.
Yeah, 100%.
About real estate. They were like, hey,
that's the fun
we're going to sell our house, or we want to buy a house. And they're like, we know you're doing it. And they didn't really trust me in real estate yet, but they trusted me
as a person
for who I am.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and we had already, of course, you get to know their families. Sure. Personal training is literally sitting there and going, how's your day? What's going on at home? How's your kids? So my conversations with them, I knew everything about them and their family. So it was such an easy transition. Yeah. Like you would think fitness and real estate really have nothing to do with each other unless you have a home gym in your house.
Yeah, right.
But other than that, the only thing that was so linked was the personal
it's people, connection. Right? It's you're serving people still. You're just the application is different.
For sure.
And you're right. The technical side of running a workout or selling a house are very different skills.
Completely.
But the through line on that, the consistent thread is the caring of people.
Yes, for sure.
That's cool.
So it was a real close connection for me to be able to be involved in their biggest purchase of their life. And, hear things like, my father passed away, I'm going through a probate, or, I'm losing my house. And so I need to do a short sale, or it's our first home ever. There's so many personal things that when you know about them already, it makes it very easy to understand what they're going through.
Well, you understand the personal side of the human piece of the transaction, right? Like it's the motive behind it is something that you can connect to, and not just not just part of the strategy. So, okay, so how long ago is this that you made this jump? Like your sister's moving here?
7 years.
Now we're a realtor.
Yes, 7 years I've been doing it. Okay. Yep, and it really just kind of popped off right away from me.
Well, yeah, right, because that was 2018, 19?
Yep.
Right, so you're getting...
Yes.
Right, we launched right into everybody and anybody's can buy a house and afford a house and move up, and...
It was a good time.
A wild couple years.
Yes, it was a good time too. If you're going to jump in, just jump in, because you're going to learn a lot.
Yeah, the fire hose got turned on pretty quickly.
For sure.
Yeah. And then kind of coming out of that, it's been a rough few years for most people.
Yes.
How have you kind of positioned yourself to work through that? I mean, in 7 years, you've seen two pretty extremely different markets.
Exactly. Yes. Completely different markets. Yeah. Honestly, I feel so blessed because as much as people are having a hard time, we've been able to stay, really frequently at the top. So top 10%, maybe 5%, 7%, whatever. But we've been able to remain at the top even when things are going bad. But I really, really, truly feel like it's because of my friends and my family and the referrals that they give. It's all very personal. My husband does a ton of online stuff. Yeah. But really, if you look at my Facebook, it's like a real estate thing. And then it's my kids playing basketball, or my daughter on TV, or my dogs. Yeah. I don't really focus a lot on real estate. And people, when they come out of the woodwork and they're like, hey, Tina, I want to sell my home. I'm like, I didn't even know, that was going on, or I haven't talked to them in 2 years or something like that. So just staying in front of people and just being you.
Yeah. 100%.
Like not needing to change what you're doing.
And it's the hard thing is a lot of times whether it's social media or other things that you do to mailers, newsletters, all the things that you do to stay top of mind for people. Yes. The engagement isn't usually there.
Right.
till it is.
Right.
Right. And so
Right,
the patience and consistency with that.
Yes.
And just being authentic.
Yeah.
Is really, I see a lot of LOs and agents that struggle with that because they want the quick fix. They want it like Amazon.
Yes.
Right. Like, okay, I posted this. Why haven't I sold a house yet? I'm like, well, because that was 4 hours ago, bro.
Right.
Right. Like, that's not how that works.
And if you're only focusing on business in front of them, they don't feel that personal connection to you.
Correct.
Like, okay, I know you're a lender because you post about being a lender, but I don't know about your family or your dogs or anything else that I connect with you. So
that's really interesting.
I feel like it's been very different for us.
That's pretty cool, though, to have both of those approaches that are both bearing different fruit.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So in that season, can you speak to maybe some of the struggles, challenges, the obstacles you've had to overcome, whether getting into or kind of surviving and growing in your business to this point? What have been some of the hardest things that you've had to face?
You know, I think really the hardest part about real estate in general is when people feel let down about anything. So whether you're trying to get a home, so of course during the COVID time, it was putting in 5 and 6 offers and people not being accepted. I feel like now it's sellers that have unrealistic expectations. And so you're doing everything that you can do and trying to explain everything to them. But if their house is sitting there. So for me, I feel like I haven't had my own personal struggle as far as, real estate is just really a tough job because really, truly, I love what I do.
Yeah.
So my hardest struggle is trying to help the people that are having difficulties and problems, and you're trying to help them the best that you can. And sometimes you can help them, but there are things that are completely out of your hands.
That's true.
That you are not able to do anything about. So I feel like that is the consistent struggle in real estate, not just being a buyer, being a seller, but the things that come up. Or you fall in love with this house when you tell them, don't fall in love, we're under contract, but don't love this house. And then you have an inspection and the roof is terrible and the foundation's cracked and all of those things. And then their internal struggle and you trying to tell them, if I was you, I don't know if I would stay with this house. And then them, you know. So,
they've already seen their kid grow up in that room.
Exactly.
Right,
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel like there's things that happen with people that are normal real estate things.
Right.
But they become a struggle through what you're doing.
I think it's because you have a level of empathy that
Right.
I mean, it's not a struggle for everybody.
Right. Sure.
And that's not a bad thing. That's a really good thing. That's a differentiator.
Right.
Right. That is a piece of what genuine service looks like, is that the struggle isn't like, how does this affect Tina? The struggle is that because of things outside of my control, I have to watch you suffer.
Right.
Right. And then outside of your control, like these aren't poor choices. These aren't, people being reckless or careless or, not taking advice or being coachable and then paying the consequence. It is, sometimes there's situations where the house doesn't work out, the buyer doesn't work out, the bad actors show up,
the lending falls through. Like they
not
don't,
if you work with us.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely not. But you know how it is. Like you
true.
get to the finish line.
I mean, and then I had one. I had one. We'll go into the wild side of stories. Because I want to get back to some more of your story, but like I had one where literally we're at funding VOE, right? So those of you who don't know, on the lending side, we verify your employment as part of qualifying you, but then we verify you're still at that job making that money right before we fund the loan. And it's usually just a phone call, right? And like, hey, does Susie still work here? Yep. Okay, great. And that wasn't the client's name, but we called one, our processor called to do a funding VOE, and it was talk to the owner of the business, and he's like, yeah, I don't have any employees.
Oh my gosh. Last minute?
His bookkeeper had been involved with creating an offer letter and a pay stub.
Oh man.
For this client. So we have paperwork and we have a VOE from a bookkeeper, right? Which is a pretty normal thing in a small business. Like, that's not weird. And it's for an employee, not for the owner, right? And then we couldn't get a hold of the bookkeeper. So we Googled and found the owner and called the owner. And the owner's like,
wow,
I don't operate that location. I haven't had that location for like 7 years. And I don't have any employees. I certainly haven't hired anybody in the last 6 months.
So I have a question.
And so then we're like, we don't fund the loan.
Well, exactly. You're not going to fund the loan, but real estate is so legal. And I think some people don't realize, like, it's so legal. There's so many parts of real estate that you can be sued. The buyer can be sued. The lender can be sued.
Everybody can be sued.
Everybody can be sued. So I'm like, real estate is really so legal. So in something like that, what she did was almost fraudulent.
It was fraudulent.
Is that something that has legal action?
So I don't play the role of jury or judge, but we do have what's called a suspicious activity reporting process. When something that comes up, there is how you hand this off in a compliant, legal, protect and distance yourself way, right? And then the client's going like, what happened? I'm like, we can't tell you.
Right.
That's not like, you're just not going to be able to get the house. I'm sorry.
Got it.
And the agent's like, right? Can you imagine? Right?
No, I can't imagine.
Right?
But of course you're like, what? Right. You have no idea your client's done that. And so it's always a shock.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm not a lender, never been a lender, probably never going to be a lender. But I do very much love working with our lenders and appreciate what you do so much, because the minute that my client gets a pre-qual and we find a house, I have a long conversation with them and I'm like, do not open a credit card, do not buy a car, do not quit your job, do not, like, I do the whole
crazy things.
Yeah.
All sorts of crazy things. Yeah. Right? I had one client once that didn't make a car payment. We also make sure that there's no changes to your credit at the end. Right. Didn't make a car payment. And then we asked him why. This is like 10 years ago. And asked him why. And he said, because he was making sure he had enough money to buy the house. And I was like, bro, we have enough money to buy the house. Like, what
don't do it. Just don't do it.
Oh, I was like, I was just going to pay it again next month. And I'm like, yeah, but now you have a 30-day late. And guess what happens? I have to replay your credit because that history now impacts your score. And guess what? A current late is not a really good look on a credit report.
Correct.
Score impact, lose the deal. Just some of those things are really brutal.
Well, luckily, because I have such a big talk with my clients, the minute that I go into it, I don't have a lot of it, but I do have the questions like, well, we want to get our appliances or our furniture or whatever. And I'm like, see if a family member has cash that they could pay for it and you pay them back after.
Yeah.
After you close. Yeah. So there are ways to still get the things that you want.
You can increase the balance on a credit card. Correct. Just don't open a new one. I know they're giving you 0% for however many months. I get it. Yeah. Just don't open that card. Just put it on this one.
They get so excited. Yeah. They get so excited that they get themselves out of the house.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Right. Especially we're like Memorial Day is around the corner, right? So like it'll be like, hey, I know I'm closing in the middle of June, but like the sale's now.
Yes. Just be like, hey, have someone help you out. You can pay them back the day after you close. Day after. And so I mean, we definitely see a lot of that.
Yeah. What does kind of going back to your story, right? So what does success at the end of this, right? So you've built this, you get to serve your sphere, right? I love that you're a referral-based lender or agent. What is it that the long term, like what is it that we're building here, Tina?
Well, I'll be super honest that for me, when you ask about success, my daughter's 21, so she has one more year of college. But my son is 13, and I remember being a single working mom, working all the time. And then she graduated, and I was just devastated. I cried for like 2 weeks. She only moved to Tempe, but still, it was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And so I was like, you know what? I am not going to do that again. I am in a job that I can work around being a full-time mom. You know, I can be the club mom that travels with my son, goes to all the trainings, all the practices, all the everything. I really, truly feel like success comes when you have a good work-life balance.
It does.
So I have 7 listings coming.
That's
so when I say like work-life balance, but guess what? I can spend time with them and still do all those things and go around my own schedule. Have date night with my husband, have time to see my daughter.
Well, you build it, right? It's how you build the business, right? Because a lot of people will say like, oh, I love the flexibility and work-life balance. It's like, yeah, but you did 2 transactions last year.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Or like 70% of your peers, 0 transactions.
Correct.
So, right, there's a piece of it where it's still a business you're running and you're doing so at a high level.
Yes.
But you're building it in a way that allows you to be able to do life the way that you want to design life. And I think that's, I do a lot of like coaching and personal development stuff for my team inside of this space because it is what you design it to be.
Yes.
It is not what happens to you. It is not, you know, we're just going to show up and hope for the best. Like you're building it.
It's being organized. It's time blocking your time and making sure that you know exactly what you need to get done. I mean, I have the first of my 7 listings going live today. And so all of them are going live by like April 1st.
Okay.
So it's like a 2-week period. But we are staging the homes. We are helping them with renovations. So that's another thing that I do that, you know, having that interior design background has helped a lot because I can do full renovations. We've done flips ourselves. So I have all of the tradespeople that can do everything. And so we go in, do a consultation. Do you need to paint something? Do you need to switch out light fixtures? Do you need to do something like that? And if you don't have the money to do it, we actually financially help our clients until they close and they pay us back. No interest, no nothing. We just help them. This is all extra help that we do that other people don't. But it is about time blocking. Like if I have to go on stage 4 houses in 2 weeks and we have to shoot it and we have to do all the marketing and we do color brochures, we do YouTube videos, we do all of the photos. So it is very much about organization and time blocking and just being able to do it when you need to, like being efficient.
Well, and I think, right, what I see so often from either younger agents or loan officers are susceptible to this too, is that the understanding that taking control of the process, right? Like you talk about, you have a conversation with them that is reiterating a lot of what is not even your scope, right? But it's because you understand the entire breadth of what it takes to get from A to Z. So therefore, I'm going to coach and if I can protect you along the way, I eliminate the emergencies, and the emergencies are the things that kill the time blocks.
Correct.
Right? And so if I can build it and set the right expectations and communicate well, because you are the expert, right? You're the professional. You're driving that whole transaction. Right? And if you set that up the right way, it's amazing how much more you can get done.
Yep. And I have a wonderful transaction coordinator, Dale. I'm doing a little shout out to you because she's amazing. I've used her since day one. Even when I didn't have a lot of business, it was worth the money.
100%.
It's worth the money because all of that paperwork part of it, I don't want to do. I want to do the hands-on. I'm going to be there for your inspection. I'm going to be there for your appraisal. I'm going to be there for your signing. I'm going to be there for an open house.
Yes.
I'm there for the in-person stuff.
Let's go.
But I don't want to worry about all the paperwork and stuff like that either.
Right. So, well, and the coordinating, right? Like I'm there for the photos, but I'm not the one booking the photographer. Right. Right.
Well, I do because it's my husband.
Oh, wow. But a lot of times in TC world, that's what they do. Right. Yeah. So that's for a lot of folks, right? It's the understanding, right? How do I put the right team together? Right? Because this business is a team game.
It is a team game.
It's a team game. And if you do it right, it doesn't have to be a massive team, but like if you do it right, you get to share life and experience and success with others. Yes. Right? And you get to make an impact and you get to multiply that impact because of who's in your circle. Right.
And speaking of circles, like being involved with really good realtors is important also. Like having a sphere of people that you meet with and stay updated and accountable and all of those things with. Yeah. So I have a ladies group that we meet, and I'll tell you, just being there with them, seeing what they're doing, what's happening in their market, the Cromford report, just staying up to date on all of that makes your job simple, because you don't ever go in not knowing what's going on. You can feel very confident walking in and knowing what's going on.
You have other professionals that you're right, that you're spending time and you're learning from each other. And
so surrounding yourself with the right people is really important.
And I'm guessing that all of those people are in your brokerage.
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Okay.
When we switched over, I was over at another brokerage for like 6 months. It was a little more challenging then, but then switched back and
Yeah. Because I know, like, whether it's Bible studies or masterminds or a lot of different women from either my team or from teams that I work with that they have these groups, right? And men too. Yeah. Right. The women are much better at it, right? Like, let's be honest, y'all show up.
I don't know. We have kids and lives and everything outside. Things definitely get in the way, but I feel like you just prioritize it. Yes.
I think it's more of an attitude piece than anything else. So the gender comment is because you understand the value and you have, right? I feel like there's a lot of guys I talk to that like they do this thing.
Yes.
Right? And it's like, no, like we're in this thing together.
Right.
There's more than enough business for all of us. You don't need to be the like close to the vest, tight-lipped, right? Competitive guy, right? You can share, you can be engaged, you can be open. Not everybody's going to work with me or the next lender or whatever.
Yes.
Right? There's going to be agents that you're able to bounce off of and grow together.
Right.
And your clients are going to pick you both for different reasons that they trust and want to work with you.
I do think that men and women are very different in that aspect. I mean, I've never been to an all men's meeting, but I know that for women, we're more emotionally driven. So it's really easy for us to be like, I'm having a really tough time. Right. Like, I don't know why this is happening. This happened to my client. The vulnerability. For men, you are built to provide and succeed and do all of those things. So men are like, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Good. It'll work out.
The whole world's on fire. Everything's fine.
Yep. So I feel like the meetings are different. Not that men can't get out of it what women get out of it. It's just, it's different. Women are more, hug me and
it's just more
supportive
natural.
and
I think
whatever.
You see it more often at a wider scale. And it's not just strategy, right? It's actual investment, engagement, care.
Yes.
And I love that's something you have, and I think everybody should have.
Yes.
Right? Like your community matters, whether it's it's church, it's home, it's family, it's neighborhood, business. We all have our different communities that we get to be a part of, serve, show up for, and I think that's really beautiful. So I'm cool. I'm glad that you do that.
Yeah. That's great.
Tell me a little bit about the wild side of your business. Anything that you've run into or a client is a little like, I can't believe that just happened.
Yes. So I do have one. My husband, he told me several times to fire this client, but of course I don't. I just keep them. But I had a client, very wealthy man, and we looked for 2 years. Okay. I mean, countless weekends, time away from my family, all this stuff. We went under contract with a $1.6 million house. And then last minute he pulled out. He was from another country. Okay. But he knows my friend really well. So one of my good friends had referred him. And then we went under contract for another house. And at the end of it, this isn't normally something I would say to someone, and I've never said it to anyone ever, but there was a certain amount of arrogance from him and just non-care for the amount of time that I had put in with him and all the effort. And I mean, we had done there was way more inspection reports, having all these different people come out. They were going to redo the house and, just all of this time. And then last minute, he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then we did another house, same thing, had all these different tradespeople come out. We were going to totally do it. And then last minute, he just pulled out of it. And, the first one, he lost $50,000 in earnest money. First one. because it was past the time and we had done 100 inspections, you know, but the last time he was like, well, I know you're mad that I pulled out, but I mean, I can give you some money. And he goes, what would you like me to pay me? And I said, how much was your time worth? If someone was paying you for your time, that's how much. It would have been an $80,000 commission between those two houses. So what do you think you should give me? And he never paid me a dime, and I never followed up with him. But it was like that moment of, really? Like, how is your time so much more valuable than mine?
Oh, because
for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's so, I wish that was isolated.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Oh, that's awful though. Right.
Yeah.
And like, it's one thing, right? Like, we go through lots of deals fall apart for various reasons. Appraisals, inspections, all sorts of stuff happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
We write a bunch of offers and when they don't get accepted, or you're not willing to write it the way I told you.
Absolutely.
Or list it at the price I told you.
100%.
All of those are real reasons, but if people are genuinely wanting to do things and showing appreciation.
Yes.
It's really easy to keep showing up like that.
Absolutely.
Fills the tank and it's like, okay, we're going to get the next one.
Yeah.
We're going to get the next one.
Absolutely.
But when you degrade or minimize my value. Right. Or my time or, you in a level dehumanize what I bring and who I am. Like, that's where it's like, it goes from. This is real estate to like, no, you're just kind of a jerk.
And my husband saw it very early on and kept saying, you need to just fire him. Do not work with him anymore. And I was like, but it's my friend's referral. I don't want to let her down, you know? So I felt like, you know, I'm just going to keep pushing through. But you're right. It's very, very different when you're working for someone who appreciates that you're helping them. Right. Because the truth is, for you, for me, we get $0
until it closes.
Unless it closes. Yeah. Not when it closes. There's a lot of times we do the work and it doesn't close. You know, but we don't mind that so much. It's just part of the work. As long as people understand, hey, I'm sorry. I don't know if I want to look right now. I think I'm just going to rent another year. Is it like, that's a bummer? Sure, but not really. You're like, okay, I totally understand.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But it's different when someone's like, well, it's fine that I did this, you know, I'll throw some money at you. What do you want? You know? And I was like, oh my gosh.
The self-importance thing is so. Yeah, that's unfortunately.
So that was my one. That was my one that I was like, okay, never again. And what's funny enough is he found a house online and bought it with a random agent like 2 months later. It was crazy. I'm telling you. But I was like, I don't even care.
There you go.
At this point, I just need to be like, done.
Yeah, right. Whoever Zillow connected him with, right? That's
that's exactly it.
Yeah, and then Zillow gets to tell the success story.
But I think like one of my happiest stories. I mean, there's a lot of good ones, but it's a personal story because I had a client who was selling their home, and I was like, oh, I love this home, and it was during COVID. Like all the crazies, like I had been helping her. She said, look, I don't want to sell my home till I have a home under contract because things are so crazy. So I'd put in a couple of contracts. They fell through. We didn't get them. And so meanwhile, I got pre-qualified and I was like, what if I buy your house? And then you don't have to say that you're contingent on selling your house. And I'll let you live there until everything's done. So I was able to buy my client's house, which was awesome because I didn't have to go up against 50 offers. Yeah. But also for her, it ended up being a little bit of a train because she bought an off-market property and the people from that house were in a new build. So she was able to let them stay there once it was paid. And I was able to let her stay there once it was paid. So it created
much capacity to.
It was amazing. So it was like my favorite, most close to my heart transaction was the house that I was able to buy.
And did you keep it?
Yes. We live there now.
You guys
Love it. We live there now.
I love it. What a cool story.
That's cool.
I love it. That's great. Any final thoughts, comments, things you want to share?
You know, I would just say I'm so thankful. Yeah. I'm so thankful every day for friends and family and referrals and all of that. I can't say that enough. I just so good. Feel completely thankful.
Yeah, and that's how you know you have a really referral-based business. Yes. Is that like the one that's like 2 degrees removed is the biggest jerk, and that's the craziest you had to deal with? That's why you build a referral-based business.
Yes, for sure.
That's great.
Yes.
Awesome. Tina, pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.